Hello, trans youth. My name is Erica. The topic this week is how do we react or how do we deal with when someone calls us a boy? There will always be people that read us. We can't control that. Even the best looking person someone will read them. Someone will know. No matter how good you look or how bad you look, how good or bad you sound, some people will never guess. And some people will know the minute they look at you. But I think we could live our lives in such a way where people are going to respect who we are. They'll just let us live. Of course, it's never easy to have someone come up to you and say, "Are you a boy or a girl?" It's probably the most distressing moment that could happen to you as a trans person. I think worse than your family member calling you the wrong name. First of all, knowing what you are. Second of all, being so obnoxious as to ask whether you are a boy or not. I've had this happen to me. People look at me and some of them will say, "Oh, you look amazing. I wish I could look that good." And thanks. Not everyone sees me the way you see me. To some people, it's obvious that I'm a trans person. Some people never guess it. Nowadays, I've been out long enough that this doesn't really happen to me anymore. And part of that is just selling yourself. I never put myself in a lot of situations where someone would be coming up to your face and saying, "Are you a girl or not?" Although, on a few occasions, it has happened. I think more common is that people read us, or they may be able to tell who we are and what we are. But most of the time, people don't say anything. Most of the time that people can tell that you're trans, they don't confront you about it. They might look at you strangely. They might stare. They might whisper to someone next to them. They might giggle. I remember one time, and this was right after I'd come out, and I was not looking great. And I was walking home from the subway to my apartment in Brooklyn, and I went by this woman and her very young son, and I heard him say to his mother, "Is that a boy or a girl?" And I don't remember if his mother said anything. The one time that this did happen to me recently, I was going on a date, and we were meeting in a park on our bikes, and I rode up, and he was sitting in a rock, and I sat down next to him. I tried to talk to him. I tried to have a conversation going, because, well, I wanted to distract him somehow from how awful I did look. And he couldn't even get a sentence out. He would look over at me and look back, scratch his head. Like, not being sure about my gender was causing him a huge problem. He was unable to do anything, say anything. At one point, he turned to me and stopped me from speaking, and he asked me about my name. And essentially asked me if... He said the boy version of my name and asked me if that was my name. And I said, "No, my name is Erica." And then he started asking me about my body. He asked me, "Are you a woman? Do you have a penis?" And I was scared and freaked out and upset, but I just stayed calm. I said, "Yes, I'm a woman." I didn't answer any questions about my body. I said, "It's not relevant," which, if I'm not sleeping with the person, that's how I feel. And he started to get upset, and I got uncomfortable enough, more so that I had to leave. And I was walking away, trying to get on my bike and leave just to get away from him. And he started saying things like basically saying that I shouldn't represent myself as a woman. I should, disclose everything about what I am even before even meeting someone. And I couldn't say anything back. I just left and came home distraught. And that's really the only time that something like this happened to me, and that was a really bad thing to happen to me. Usually people are respectful. Even if they know, usually they don't really say anything about it. Especially when you get to my stage. It's more obvious to people. Some people are going to be confrontational, but I don't find this helpful. We don't have to speak to someone and convince them what we are. It's better just to show them that we're women by how we act and by who we are.